The Economy and Me by David Boyce. I had a $20 gig last night, and this current gig I just finished is probably not going to pay anything. But I did make some money this weekend playing music. And it's the summertime for me, so I'm a teacher. So I usually have no money in the summer. And this summer it's the same thing.
You able to travel?
I did some traveling in the spring. So we're here, I had my vacations. I went to Maui already this year for 12 days. So I'm not singing the blues, but I don't get to go anywhere or nothing like that. But it's just, the money thing is kind of interesting these days. I wonder where it is going to come from.
Your wife works, and you have two children?
Yeah, and she starts nursing school, so it's about to get kind of crazy. She's gonna take out some huge loans, and we're gonna run around like crazy people for a year, while she, does serious damage in school. She's a ninja, so it'll be cool. But
she's a what? A ninja?
She's a ninja.
A school ninja?
Oh yeah, she'll definitely.
Come out of nowhere, just like steady.
Yeah,
I did my exam.
She's pretty deadly, actually. She's good.
So you're organized pretty well then to be able for her to be able to do that and you to take care of the kids, and you all are pretty organized.
Well, we're talking about it now. I don't know how organized we are about it because we don't know the schedule yet. That's the whole thing, So and it's childcare. Childcare is not cheap. And then there's that conundrum, It's like you work and you work. But when you're at work, who's gonna watch the little one? The bigger one is in school, so we just go and get her around 4:35. It's all good. But the little man, the Prince of Midair, someone needs to watch him. He's bugging out, so he definitely needs to be watched. So it's like money. That's like you work for that money, and then you give that money to the sitter or the nanny. So you never really break open or break even. It's this constant, it's this constant cycle.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the whole being tied to money. Because before I had a family, I never was that tied to money.
Yeah.
It was just me and this horn, and trying to do what I was trying to do, and be an artist, whatever that meant, just be creative. But now, people have to eat. Diapers aren't cheap.
Yeah.
You see these little people and they inspire you, because you can just see the potential, and you just want to help them out, At least I do. I mean, that's how my parents were. So.
What would you like to see change as far as more places to play music, or how the business of doing music is done with respect to musicians?
Well, I think ultimately people are going to have to. They're going to have to start. It's going to have to get DIY punk rock in this motherfucker for real, basically, because club owners, they're geared to fuck you, basically. It's like they're not going to give you any of the bar, and they're not going to give you a guarantee. They'll give you the door game, And that's like I was telling you before, Mingus and those guys at the 5 spot made $300 in 1964. It's crazy. They should have made $300 a piece. At least. We're talking Charles Mingus, Eric Dolphy, Jackie Bayard. Them motherfuckers split $300 between the 6 of them, dude.
3 sets.
Stupid, I mean, they were there, the whole week or something, but I mean, really? And they're still trying to pay people that, dude. They're still trying to pay people that. So fools are gonna have to realize that these little storefronts and these little warehouses, that's the shit. That loft scene in New York in the 70s, and any of the other cities that it happened in, that was the shit, man.
Hey, Phillip. We're just
Yeah.
talking about the economy and how asking David about how he's been able to sustain even traveling, how things have changed, and learning about that for you, of you as a teacher and as a musician. How has the economy affected you?
Well, being a teacher just means I can pay my rent, I mean, there are the costs of traveling. Are you talking about touring and traveling and stuff?
Oh no,
because I can't do it at this point unless I'm getting enough guarantees from some of these gigs to at least pay for my ticket, and then I can start talking about a tour, you know. But if you're talking about the East Coast, and I'm lucky, the last couple times I made some money. In November I made some money. January I came out a little bit ahead, and this last trip, because I hung out there for quite a while, actually that flight was so cheap. I came really close to, breaking even. But I wasn't planning on doing it. That wasn't why I went out there. I went out there to do some research and work on some things, as well as playing some gigs, which I kind of put together at the last minute, which paid. And the nice thing was going to Downtown Music and there's dude, where you been? We know you're not working with Cadence anymore. Where are your records? They bought all the records that I brought out there to sell at my gigs, So that was really nice. I got a nice check. And that right there, along actually with the 2 gigs, paid for my flight. And, I figure no matter where you are, you gotta eat lunch and stuff. So it's not you know what I mean? It's not
you spend that
you
money.
think about per diem and stuff, and you can do it on your taxes and stuff when you're writing it off at the end of the year because you're touring, but it's hard. But at this point, I can do, I could actually do a tour on the East Coast and make some money, because I get some guarantees. And here, now on the West Coast, I have enough university contacts to where if I really want to do an East Coast tour, I can do something and get paid. Too.
You've been back to Europe lately at all?
I haven't been to Europe for a while. 5-6 years or something like that, before my mom died. I was thinking about going when my mom died, right? And she died in April, and I couldn't go after that. I had plans to go, and I didn't go. So I haven't been since 2005, I guess. But it's cool, I'm here, I'm having a good time, Europe's there, they're having a hard time.
Oh,
yeah, man, are you kidding? They're having a really hard time.
When I thought
Berlin, gigs pay just what we're making here, $10 or so, it's hard. The only thing about Berlin is, you can still find a place, for really cheap to live. Liz Albi's got an apartment that's €100 a month or something like that.
Wow, that's stupid.
In East Berlin. So you can, there's certain places, you can't do that in New York, but there's certain places in St. Petersburg you can do that.
Moscow? In
St.
Russia?
Petersburg, Russia. When I lived, that was a while back. And I know the economy's changed, but I was paying $100 a month, which is less than €100.
I was going to ask you about Frank when I thought about this, because he's doing.
He's not making any money playing his music these days. He told me, he's I'm making money playing with these new music large ensembles, that do 20th century and 21st century modern, contemporary music. That's how he stays alive these days. So he's got some gigs with some real fine large ensembles.
Isn't he at Cal right now doing a Sinmat thing?
Sinmat, yeah, he's developing this controller for his bass clarinet and his alto that will take a digital photograph of your sound and spit it into this 8-channel speaker system and spit it into that system in random patterns. And so all of a sudden, Frank plays one note and he's got 8 gamelan players kind of doing an echo. And you can process those sounds as well in all sorts of ways. So that's what he's working on. It's kind of really, it kind of kicked his ass. I think he was hoping to get it done this time, but he's having to simplify, and that's good. But, it's still a really, he's going to do you should go on Thursday to Sinmat. He's going to do a presentation of the prototype of it right now.
Before my battery dies, I will look into that. Can you talk about some of the things that you've done as a Bay Area musician who's supported music over the past 20 years probably, and what things have you seen change or improve, or as far as the business of playing this music? And
all the city governments have gotten greedy, and everything you have to have a permit now. It used to be that all the little coffee houses and bars and restaurants and cafes had live music. It was everywhere. It was fucking ubiquitous when I first got here. I know people, I say this all the time, people are so sick of hearing me say this, but over time, more and more people have demanded that all these little spaces have permits, and it's fucking up their business. They can't present the music. They want to.
Yeah.
Lane Splitter wants to have live music, but they have to have a permit because the neighborhood, says it's a fucking art district, and then says, but not here on my corner because I eat tapas next door, and I don't really want. Yeah, that's not.
It's too long.
I can't get my swerve on.
Standing on the corner.
Anyway, sorry. Peace, love.
Peace,
it's all
love.
good, man. We're surviving. Fuck you. If you don't want to give us your money, we don't need you. We're gonna do it anyway. It's cool. Peace.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen, and the music. Thank you, seriously.